Hi everyone. Now we will start another topic under the atomic spectroscopy. So we have already understand what is a atomic absorption spectroscopy. Okay, where we have seen the principle and instrumentation and application of a atomic absorption spectroscopy. So here we will see what is a atomic emission spectroscopy, and also we will include the principle, instrumentation, and finally we will see what are the application of a atomic emission spectroscopy. So as we know that in atomic absorption spectroscopy AAS, we measure the absorbed light by the atomized atoms over the flame. But in atomic emission spectroscopy, we will measure after the absorption of light, the elements or atoms will goes to excited state, and when it lose the energy, it comes to ground state. During that, it emit radiation, and that emitted radiation will measure in a atomic emission spectroscopy. So atomic emission spectroscopy, that is abbreviated as AES, and the best example is a flame photometry. So in atomic emission spectroscopy or AES, we will study two technique: flame photometry and ICP-AES, inductively coupled plasma atomic emission spectroscopy. So flame photometry is like here. What is the flame photometry? So flame photometry, we measure the emitted light where the flame is used as a atomization and a excitation source over the flame. And here another example of a AES or that another technique come under AES. So that is a inductively coupled plasma atomic emission spectroscopy. So here plasma, okay, here the term plasma we use to excite and atomize the element. Okay, so generally atomic emission spectroscopy, a method of chemical analysis that uses the emitted radiation by the flame. So that if you use flame as atomization or a excitation source, then it is called flame photometry. When the plasma, so we will see what is the plasma and that how the plasma is formed, or we can use arc, spark, and we can, using these techniques, we can determine the amount of element present in a sample. And here there are several elements in a sample, and each element will emit a specific wavelength of radiation. So that is the selectivity of this method. And then here we will see principle of we can say principle of AES or a principle of a flame photometry. So here as in AAS, the sample, fuel and oxidant mix together at a nebulizer, and it will form a free atoms over the flame, and the flame will give thermal energy for volatilization, atomization, and finally the thermal energy will be used for a excitation of a element that present in your unknown sample. Then Then the thermal energy also excites the atoms in excited electronic state that subsequently emit light when returned to ground state. And each element present in the sample will produce a specific wavelength of light. Then finally, as we know, the emission intensity in atomic emission spectroscopy depend upon the number of free excited atoms. Okay, by the number of atoms in a ground state, as by Boltzmann distribution law. So this is the principle of we can say flame photometry. So in flame photometry, the flame will used to volatilize, then atomize, and finally it will used to for excitation of element, okay, present over the flame. And after the excitation, it goes to while losing its energy, it comes to the ground state and it emits a characteristic wavelength of light. So this is a instrumentation, okay, instrumentation of a flame photometry. So we have a different components, okay, or different parts of the instrument. First one we have a flame, then nebulizer, then we have mirror, okay, and entrance slit, exit slit, and detector finally. So first we have a flame, okay, and the function of flame, as I told, that it will volatilize your liquid sample with the help of a nebulizer, where the three components, sample, fuel and oxidant, mix together, and thermal energy from the flame will activate your element, and after that it will emit a radiation. And here we can say that convey. What is the function of concave mirror? Because the light, the radiation, okay, from the flame, or that when your element get activated, it emit a radiation in the all direction. So the function of concave mirror is to pass all the emitted radiation into the entrance slit, okay, and then we have a prisma. The function of prisma is to disperse the radiation that are coming from a from, you can say, sample, okay, the excited atoms that present over the flame. Then we have exit slit. So the exit slit will pass the specific wavelength, okay, specific wavelength of the target element that you are going to analyze from a sample. Then we have a detector. So this is the instrumentation of a flame photometry, or we can also explain the principle of flame photometry with this technique, okay. Then first part, flame. So flame or burner. So we know that a flame is obtained with the three components, like we have a fuel,